Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name's Shadowwraith and today I'm going to be going over the Dunlendings, and this video also is covering the Army of Dunland, so the Legendary Legion from the Rohan in War supplement book. I've only just recently looked at these guys and I absolutely love them. I love their aesthetic, I love their look. I've always wanted to do an army, but it didn't really have any flair behind it. You had one named character, a chieftain, and normal warriors. Oh wow, okay. But now they've got something. If you want to run them on their own, I mean, you can run them as an Isengard, or you can run them in this Legendary Legion. But we're going to jump straight into it, and I'm going to go over Thryden Wolfsbane. So, Thryden Wolfsbane is he's not the only named hero. He's the original named hero before the new models came out on Forge World. We got some new models, heroes, and a couple of the warriors. So, Thryden, what's he all about? He is 85 points for a hero of fortitude. He's got obviously a move of 6. He is fight 5, which is pretty decent. Strength 5, which is amazing. Defense 5, pretty good. I'll take that. Only 2 attacks though. 2 wounds, courage 4. And he's got 3 might, which is brilliant. 2 will and 2 fate. So 2 fate and 2 wounds, that's not too bad. It's better than 1 fate or no fate. But, hey-ho. Now, for the war gear, we get armour, sword, and a 2-handed axe. So, it's fantastic that he's got a sword in there, because I don't always want to use the 2-handed axe, because unfortunately, he does not come with Burly. So, you will be taking the -1 to your dual rolls with this guy. But, his heroic actions, he's got strike, which is fantastic, and heroic strength, if strength 5 isn't enough. You never know, you might be going against something really tough, Balrog or something, you know what, heroic strength. But, you're probably going to strike. Options for upgrades, you get a horse for 10 points, and that's it. So, it's probably it's definitely worth giving him a horse, because he gets 3 attacks on the charge, and he knocks them prone, so that's 6 attacks at strength 5, possibly at +1 to wound. Very tasty. That is absolutely delicious. And his special rule is Mighty Blow. So not only is he strength 5 with a possible, +1 to wound, Mighty Blow, basically what it does is when you wound a hero, I'll go with a hero option because it's the most complicated, they get to roll 1 fate roll. If they fail their fate, they take 2 wounds rather than 1, which is absolutely fantastic for killing heroes. Obviously, if you're swinging away at warriors, you're just going to kill warrior outright unless you're fighting a Mirkwood spider, which has 2 wounds, in which case he'll be cutting their heads off with 1 swing. And that's really good, actually. Really, really good. Fighting things like half trolls with 2 wounds, yeah, this guy's got no trouble with it. So, what else has he got? He's got Lord of Dunland. And that just means his standfast is 12 inches rather than the usual. And that's pretty good. I'll take that. I will take that. So, moving on from him, we are going to tap in to the new heroes. We have got Gorth Ironskin. Now, he's a hero of fortitude, and he is 70 points. Now, he's the naked guy with 2 axes. You should be seeing him right now. He is movement of 6. Okay, so I'm going to say it now. All the infantry models are movement of 6. So it's basically only like dwarves that aren't movement 6. And hobbits, I think. So, he's fight 5, which is really good. Strength 5 again. Oh, these guys have got some real muscle power behind them. Defense 5, which is good. I like defense 5 because strength 2 bows will need 6s to wound you rather than 5s, which is fantastic. Obviously, strength 3 models will be wounding on 5s, but looking at his model, we can tell he does not care about armor. He just wants to hit things with his 2 axes. Okay, he's got the pecs that are defense 5 apparently, so awesome. I wish I had pecs that was defense 5. He's got 3 attacks. Absolutely killing it with the attacks, 2 wounds, and courage 4. And he comes with 3 might, 1 will, 1 fate. 3 might is fantastic for 70 points. Absolutely fantastic. Obviously, the 1 fate, 2 wounds is an issue, but that's fine. You want this guy to be killing stuff. And if you're chucking him into normal infantry that aren't fight 5, you probably will be okay. But, saying that, if you do get stuck with a hero, his special rule, Ironskin. At the start of the fight phase, where he's engaged with an enemy hero, he may call heroic defense for free. That is absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I absolutely love that, because I love heroic defense, and I get to call it for free against a hero. So you get into combat with Aragorn, I'm calling heroic defense. Obviously, you can't call a heroic strike and then defense for free. You have to pick one, but you can judge it off the situation. As for heroic actions, he comes with strike, strength, and defense. Again, just in case strength 5 isn't enough for you. And then we have got Frida Tall Spear. She is 65 points, and she's a hero of fortitude as well. Now, she's pretty cool. I do like her. She's got a woman keyword, so sure, cool. She is fight 5, which is absolutely fantastic. For 65 points, fight 5 is it's brilliant. Strength 4, defense 6. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Strength 3 models needing 6s to wound you now. 2 attacks, 2 wounds, courage 4. She's also got 3 might. 3 might for 65 points is absolutely bonkers. And then 1 will and 1 fate. So she's tougher. She's cheaper. She's only missing the strength, really, and one of the attacks. She's really good. Really, really good. I really like this model. The model looks amazing, and her rules are really good as well. As for heroic actions, we'll just jump into that quickly. She's got defense and strength, so defense is my favourite, and strength, just in case strength 4 isn't enough. And she comes armed with a spear, armour, dagger, and a shield. So, her special rules. Readied stance. Basically, cavalry models do not gain the knock to the ground from charging or the +1 attack when they're involved in a fight that is against her or against someone that she is supporting. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You can stick her behind one of your heroes and support them. And if you've got, again, Aragorn charging in, he's not getting 4 attacks. He's not going to knock you to the ground because he's high fight. You will survive so much easier. It's phenomenal. And if that's not good enough, she's also got something that helps you out against what these people hate. And they hate Rohan. And what do Rohan love? Their horses. So, her special rule, go for the horse. All friendly models get to reroll 1s to wound versus mounts as long as they're within 3 inches of her. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant model. Brilliant rules. Now, we have got the Oathmaker. So, the Oathmaker is the guy who cuts his hand and declares that he is, he fights for Saruman. Everyone remembers that classic scene. I do, as a kid. I thought it was pretty weird. But hey ho, what do we get? We got 55 points for a hero of fortitude. That's pretty good. He is fight 4, strength 4, defense 4, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, and courage 4. And he also comes with 3 might, which I thought that was pretty nuts. And 1 will and 1 fate. 55 points for 3 might. You can just churn out the might with this army. Oh my goodness. There's something about these supplements, like Gondor at war, Rohan in war, where they just love giving their heroes, you know what, 3 might, 3 might, 3 might, 3 might. Doesn't matter. This is an Oathmaker, and he's got 3 might. Just saying. Special rules. He is fearless and has hatred Rohan. So he's +1 to wound against Rohan models, or models with a Rohan keyword. And all wild men in the army-wide, gain the Isengard keyword, and if they're within 6 inches of him, they also gain fearless. So yeah, he's pretty good actually, especially if you want to go for the hoardy kind of wild men list, which is absolutely, a solid strategy. More bodies in the field is always good. I'm happy with him. Finally, for our final hero, we have got the Dunlending Chieftain. He is 55 points. And for 55 points, you get a hero of fortitude. He is fight 4, strength 5, defense 5, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, and courage 4. And he comes with 2 might, 2 will, 1 fate. So he's kind of like a captain, but with more strength. Awesome. He's got armor, dagger, and a 2-handed axe. He's not burly, so you will be taking the -1 to your duel roll, but who cares? If you really get to the point where you're like, I really don't want the -1, just use your dagger. That's fine, you've got it, just in case. And of course, he comes with Heroic March, which is a standard go-to for the captain type roles. Options for this guy. It's a bit upsetting I can't give him a horse, not going to lie, but you do get to give him a bow for 5 points. I mean, he's got a shoot value of 4+, so it's up to you if you want to do that. Or you can swap his two-handed axe for an axe and a shield for free, bringing him up to defense 6. Not going to lie, I'm probably going to do that. I've got 2 of them coming, so I might do one of each and see which one I like more. But just something about having this big, Norse-looking guy with a two-handed axe just seems right. I know it's cheesy. I know it's not really what they use too much, as far as I'm aware. But hey-ho, it just looks cool. And, I'm all about the rule of cool. So, yeah, that's your options with your heroes. And you've got a lot. You've got quite a few now. And now we're into the warriors section. So, first of all, starting off with the classic Dunlending warrior. 7 points for this guy. And he is fight 3 with a 4+ shoot value. Strength 4, defense 4, 1 attack, 1 wound, courage 3. Okay? And he comes with armor and an axe. I love it that all of them have got axes. Axes are absolutely phenomenal in this game with the piercing strike special rule. If you go against the ghosty boys, just saying, here's a tactic. If you go against ghosts, army of the dead, or anything with blades of the dead special rule, always piercing strike, because you increase your strength and lower your defense. But ghosts don't attack your defense, they attack your courage. So, it's gain, no loss. There you go. So, that's what I do. Is 7 points quite expensive? In my opinion, I don't know. It's not too bad. Could be worse. Obviously, you're paying for the strength there, as far as I can tell, because you haven't got the defense, or attacks, or the courage, or the fight. But, I know. That's fine. I'll take strength 4 with an axe all day long. Then, options. We get a banner for 25 points, and trust me, you're going to want to be bringing a banner or 2 with this army. We'll get to that in a minute. You can give him a shield for 1 point, which I probably will do, like I said earlier. Going to defense 5 against strength 2 bows makes your enemy wound you on 6s rather than 5s. And you get to swap your axe for a dagger and a bow if you want for 1 point. So if you want a couple of shooty guys, because you get them in the box, so you might as well. Or you can give them a two-handed axe for 1 point. So, you get, it's a classic, Middle-earth strategy battle game box where you get like 4 of each, and a chieftain and a banner. So, I've never liked that system, because I like customizing my own warriors. I don't want to have to buy, 3 boxes if I want to have a unit of 12 guys with an axe and a shield. But, I can convert. I'm quite happy to convert. I've done it, so, we all live with it. We know the pains of it. So you got a bit of variety there, which is quite nice. And then we've got the Wildmen of Dunland. 5 points. Like I said, this is your horde option. They are fight 3 with a 4+ shoot value. Doesn't matter, you can't give them a bow anyway. They are strength 3, defense 3, 1 attack, 1 wound, courage 3. They are absolutely trash. So, yeah, they're literally horde. Yeah, 5 points. War gear, sword or an axe. Give them an axe, unless you like stabbing, re-rolling 1s to wound. But, I'd give them an axe for the piercing strike. I prefer piercing strike, but again, it is up to you. Options, you can give them a two-handed axe for 1 point, and they have Hatred Rohan. Now, Hatred Rohan with a two-handed axe. So if you're going against Rohan, which Rohan is quite popular with all the legendary legions, and plus they're really good anyway, with things like Gamlin and stuff. You are +2 to wound with a 6-point model against Rohan at strength 3. Yeah, you're going to be messing them up. So if you win that fight, you're probably going to kill him. That's nuts. But anyway, moving on. We have got the Dunlanding Horsemen. Now, I've wanted this model since War of the Ring. So, they're quite expensive, don't get me wrong. Depending on where you live, they could be more expensive or less or whatever. I'm in the UK and I still think they're kind of expensive, but I can't complain because some countries do have higher prices. But that's the perks of having the Warhammer HQ near me. They are 12 points. And what do you get for 12 points? You get a Fight 3 model. That is Strength 4, Defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound, and Courage 3. So it's basically the normal warriors on foot. On a horse. And the war gear, you get a horse, you get a shield, you get armor, you get an axe, and you get a dagger. So again, keeping with the axes. Awesome. Axes are brilliant. And they've got a special rule. Slay the horses. As long as they have the cavalry keyword, you may reroll 1s to wound against mounts. Now mounts, not just horses, mounts. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've got things like the Candace chariot, and I'm pretty sure that counts as a mount. If I'm wrong, do let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty sure they've got, it states in the rules, this is a mount. So, you get to reroll wounds against it. Because they like you hitting their chariots, so you might as well get a bonus for it. Yeah, and that's enough said with them. It's nice to have a cavalry option. It is really nice. Then, we've got Huskals, or Huskals, either or. I'm going to go with Huskals. They are 11 points. Now, they are quite expensive. They're 1 point less than a horseman. And let's see what they can do. They are still fight 3, strength 4, defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound, and courage 3. That's the same profile, so it's not looking great. But again, I mean, if you're seeing the model now, which you should be, they look gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm buying them for the model, and I will use them in game because they can be quite useful. War gear, they get a war axe, a dagger, and heavy armor. And this is what makes them pretty good. This is why they're quite expensive. Well, yeah, quite expensive, I'll say, for what they can do. The war axe, you may choose to use the war axe as a two-handed axe or a spear, so you can support your other Dunlendings. That is fantastic, because obviously before we didn't have any way of supporting our Dunlendings unless we had our Uruk-hai pikemen, which is still a solid strategy. But if you want to go pure Dunlendings and you want to use the Legendary Legion, you have to use Huskals, so it's nice having that option. And then they've got the special rule. Favour of the War Chief. You gain +1 fight value while supporting within 3 inches of a hero. So it is telling you you want to be supporting things. So if you support a hero, they're fight 3. If you support, anyone, you can have a little, basically 6-inch bubble, a little bit longer. What's it? The normal base, 25mm, is about an inch. So yeah, if you think about it, 7-inch bubble going around. Of fight 4 Huskals. If you keep them within there, you only need a few of them. You can have a section of your army that is got fight 4 in it, plus probably a fight 5 hero nearby as well. So that's an absolutely lovely little rule. I do like it. Favour of the War Chief is so themey. I love it. And then you got Serbanes or Cerebanes. I'm gonna go Serbanes, probably because I can't spell. So what do? They are 20 points, which is pretty expensive. And they are movement 4, but don't worry about that. They are fight 2, strength 2, defense 3, 2 attacks, 4 wounds, lot of wounds, that's brilliant. Courage 3. And they do have the fly keyword, so you're actually movement 12. The reason you bring these guys is because they've got keen sight, so enemies within 12 inches do not gain the Stalk Unseen special rule. That can be useful if you want a cavalry charge or anything like that, because obviously if they're in terrain and you want to charge them with your horsemen, you can't unless you're within 6 inches of them, so you ignore that. Or if you want to shoot them, that's also another way, which is actually that's pretty powerful, because the amount of heroes that have Stalk Unseen but low armor or low defense is quite a lot. So for instance, you've got Dalamar for the Courses of Umbar, and they will be the leader for the Courses of Umbar, unless they've got allies, because he's a hero of legend. He's got Stalk Unseen, but he's only defense 4. Suddenly, you can see him with your bowman, and you're wounding him on 5s. So that's pretty scary. Yeah, so it's quite a good rule. Even if you bring him as an ally for Isengard, it's probably worth it, because you've got the Uruk-hai crossbows. But anyway, we're getting off topic. Dunlendings. Definitely not Vikings. What's their other rule? Well, it is murder of crows or something like that. Basically, ranged attacks only hit them on the roll of a natural 6. So, there's no shooting these squishy little birds off the board, because they just fly around them. So they'll have to charge these birds. It's absolutely brilliant. And to be honest, what I'd use these guys for is objective grabbing, and if they've got someone with Stalk Unseen, I'll just get rid of that because I can. Perfect. So, let's jump on to the Legendary Legion. Now, the roster for the Legendary Legion, for the army of Dunlending, is exactly the same as everything I've just said now. So it's all the Dunlending models available to you now. And you have to take Trident, and he must be your hero, and he'll be upgraded to a Hero of Valor in this Legendary Legion. Perfect, that's brilliant. And what are the special rules to this? Well, they're pretty bonkers, if I'm honest. All Dunlendings gain Hatred Rohan. So now, if you go against Rohan, and it is quite a popular army, it is a very popular army, so there is a good chance you will face Rohan. You're +1 to wound. And if you think about it, you've got all these two-handed weapons that you can bring, and they're all axes, and you're all strength 5, and you can, like, your heroes can use heroic strength if they want, and stuff like that. You're going to be killing a lot of Rohirrim. It's absolutely crazy, because with a two-handed weapon, supported by a Huskar, you're going to probably kill him, because you're +2 to wound. The next thing is even more bonkers. All of your banners are 6 inches rather than 3 now. That is incredible. That is so good. That is almost worth taking the Legendary Legion on its own. That is why I'm taking it. 6-inch banners, they are quite rare, and they're always on a hero. So instead of spending 100 points for a hero, to be fair, it's quite cost efficient to spend it on a hero, because you get a hero in the package as well, and they've usually got 3 might, yada yada yada. But yeah, you can have 2 6-inch banners on the battlefield quite easily. That's crazy, absolutely crazy. So it's basically like a 12-inch bubble around you, if you know what I mean. 6 inches one side and 6 inches on the other. Yeah, that's nuts. And then the other bonus you get is a once per game ability. It is amazing. I love it. I love the theme behind it. I love everything about it. And it's quite powerful as well. Well, very powerful. It's called Warcry. Trident may use this once per battle, and all Dunlendings within 12 inches gain +1 to wound when making strikes. That is absolutely crazy if you use it at the right time. 12 inches as well. And it's all friendly, so include your big lad himself, your leader. So let me put this in perspective. Let's say you're fighting Theoden, okay? And obviously using Trident. You win the fight, and this is assuming he doesn't have heavy armor. He's defense 5, okay, Theoden. You are wounding him on 4s anyway, because you're strength 5. +1, because you've got two-handed axe. +1, because of Warcry. +1, because you've got Hatred Rohan. So, even if he's got heavy armor, which bumps him up to you having to wound him on 5s normally, you're still wounding him on 4s, because you've got two-handed weapon. 3s, because you've got Hatred Rohan. And 2s, because you've got Warcry. And each wound does 2 damage. And if he's on a horse, you will obliterate anyone. You will obliterate any Rohan hero with this guy if you win the fight. Aomir can go up to defense 7, and you can still wound him on 2s if you want. Or 3s if you decide not to use the two-handed weapon, which is probably a good idea. Or Mr. Ironskin, he'll be wounding him on 3s with all of these things stacked up, because obviously he doesn't have a two-handed weapon. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Your normal warriors will absolutely just destroy warriors of Rohan on foot. And if they've got some armor about them, so they're Royal Guard or something like that, you're still wounding them on 4s with your normal guys, or 3s if they got two-handed axes. You'll chew through everything if you do this at the right time. Obviously, assuming you win your fights. So if you've got two-handed weapons, stick a Huskar behind them just to get that extra attack in, just so you can possibly get a 6 with that roll. You've got your 6-inch banner, so use the reroll for the Huskar if he obviously doesn't roll higher than your other guy and has a chance of rolling a 6, and keep them within 3 inches of a hero, so your Huskars are now fight 4, and you can absolutely demolish people with this army. I can see it being quite good. I'm going to be using it, and I will let you know how it goes, but it just seems crazy. So that's pretty much my tactic with it. I'm going to have a few horsemen, and the only problem with horsemen is they're quite expensive, like I said, because you only get 2, and they're like £26 or something here in the UK, which is quite expensive for 2 models, but I get it, it's Forge World, whatever. And if I've done this right, you should be seeing now, it is possible to convert riders of Rohan into them. I've done it, purely because I'm not the richest man in the world, and I've got a bunch of, Norse warriors from a different game system. So I literally stuck their heads where the Rohan head should be, and I gave them axes, and I gave them the big, Dane shields, the big Viking style shields, the round shields with the boss. And they look brilliant, in my opinion. So there's a couple of pictures here. These aren't mine, these are someone else's conversion that I found, because I haven't painted mine up. But, I mean, if you really want to see them, jump in the Discord and I'm happy to show you. And I will tell you how to do it. It's quite easy, and I'll show you the box I used and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my tactic. I'm going to have a few horsemen just to grab objectives or get the cav charge. I use cavalry to kind of negate cav bonuses. So if I haven't got Frida around and a hero charges into someone I don't want to get knocked to the ground, I will chuck one of these horsemen into that hero just to negate his cav bonus. Even if I lose the fight, he is, half as killy as he could be, or she. Depends on who the hero is. Along with that, I mean, I've made up 9, and I think that's more than enough. I am going to be buying probably around the same amount of Huskars, 6 to 9 Huskars to start off with, for the spear supports mainly. Obviously, if I think I can use a 2-handed axe, I will. All the heroes, because they're all brilliant, and you can bring a ton of might. And yeah, get the fight value bonus. Like I said, they'll be supporting someone with a 2-handed axe near a hero, so they're bringing in the fight 4 and the possibility of rolling a 6. And the 2-handed axe have the horrific +1 to wound or +2 to wound if I use the war cry, or +3 to wound if you are unfortunate enough to be playing Rohan. But I love the fact they brought an anti-Rohan army in, because yeah, they're getting a bit too big for their boots. I love Rohan, don't get me wrong, but they've been getting a lot of love from GW. And they still are in this supplement. I don't know what's going to be in the next supplement, but who knows. Anyway, tell me your thoughts, what you're thinking. Do you think this army is competitive? I think it definitely has the potential to be, if played correctly. They're not, obviously, I don't think they're going to be like the top of the, top tier. But I think you could definitely win events with these guys. I'm certainly going to try, and I'll let you know how it goes. Anyway, thank you ever so much for listening, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.